Previously, we talked about Leah. Today, we are going to begin to answer some of the most important questions of the Bible, which is why does Yahweh test people? The answer has everything to do with every or ancient Hebrew letter da. So, why does God test you? Let's take a close look. To answer the question why God tests people, some say it is because He loves us and wants us to grow, as if to say that a teacher tests his or her students because he or she loves them and wants them to grow. So, this answer is definitely not the one. And another group says that God tests us because He wants to make sure we are truly His children, and that to make sure our faith is real. Okay? And why does God want to make sure that we are His truly His children and that our faith is real? Okay? So this is clearly not the answer. A third group says that God tests us because He wants a complete relationship. So, again, why does God want a complete relationship? Okay, this is also not the answer. A fourth group says that God tests us because He wants to build our faith. So, again, why does God need to build your faith or my faith? Okay, so the answer is not it. So, if those four groups have not provided an answer that satisfies our thirst, what then about modern Hebrew, and what then about the Greek language? The word for to test in modern Hebrew is Ichran. Ichran. And in the Greek language, it is Perazo. Still, at this level, there is still no answer. This is why we are pointing you back to the ancient Hebrew, because this is where everything started and this is where the truth is. So observe the following. The Eve, aka ancient Hebrew word for or letter for to test, is letter da. It means to test or to measure. It means to assign. It means to exalt or to promote. And it means to incorporate. If you look at the details we provided in our ancient Hebrew, Eve English Thesaurus, about letter da, you see right here, it means what? To examine, to evaluate, to check, to rate. And then here it says to initiate, to envoy, or to commission. And then here it says to exalt an accomplishment, and so forth. Okay. Simply put, why does God test us? It is because He wants to assign you. God has a work for you, He has an assignment for you to do. So He tests you, He measures you to make sure you are able to assume successfully the responsibilities. And then He tests you or He assigns you because He wants to promote you. God wants to promote us from one level to a higher level, from a lower level to a higher level. So He will test you because He wants to promote you. He wants to give you a higher position. And God tests us because He wants to incorporate us. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me on my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father on his throne. Revelation 3:21. And also, and I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they that came out of the great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Revelation 7:14. So God tests us because He wants to promote us. He wants to incorporate us in the category or in the group of the saints. Throughout our lives, we go through different stages, and from one stage to the next one, God will test you to make sure you are ready for the next step, just as it is done in our education system. And often, if you fail a level, you may have to go back and start all over again. And if you pass your test, you get promoted. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandment or not. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2, and Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruits of his doings. In other words, Yahweh tested his people, the Hebrews, in the wilderness because he had a new assignment for them, a new mission in the promised land. So he wanted to test them to see whether they are ready to assume their new responsibility or not. Unfortunately, the people failed. Now, hopefully, this has helped you to understand why you go through many tests throughout your lives. We have more coming, so stay tuned.